Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulil Kareem. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Today, inshallah, again, we'll learn something new. So I will request all the students, when you are coming for class or you are listening the class, always make up your mind that you are going to learn something new today. It is when you will have your mind with this kind of thought that you will learn something new today, so your mind will be ready for something, some new terminologies, some new words, some new learning. So all the praise to Allah. Alhamdulillah, we are into the lecture number 13. So what are the learnings today? Today we'll use harf jar prepositions in sentence. So please remember, harf jar is called an English preposition. Please remember this name. So prepositions. And earlier we already explained you what are those haruf jar, what haruf jar are doing the effects, what are the effects of these huruf. So today we are going to use those harf jar. So I'll take you back. Murakkabun. What is murakkab? Murakkab is actually combination of mufrad and mufrad. Mufradun plus mufradun, result is murakkab. What is mufrad? Mufrad can be, mufrad is only one noun. It can be singular, it can be plural, it can be dual, but it will be called mufradun. When two words are combined, it creates murakkabun. Murakkab we can translate into English compound. So we have two types of compounds in Arabic. One is called tamun. Tamun, what does it mean? Complete, or any sentence, any murakkab which is giving its complete name, complete. So for example, we have tam, two types. One is jumlatul ismiya and other is al jumlatul fi'liya. Jumla fi'liya we are not going to do still, we have to wait for it, and we are in al jumlatul ismiya. What is jumlatul ismiya? Any sentence starting with a noun is called al jumlatul ismiya. So alhamdulillah, we had made a lot of sentences. What is al-jumlatul ismiya? It consists of minimum mubtada and khabar. So tamun, any compound which gives you complete meaning. For example, huwa jalisun, he is sitting. Huwa jalisun. So it is giving a complete meaning. What is naqis? Naqis is incomplete, something which cannot explain itself. For example, we have one harfu jar, fi, it means in. If I am saying fil masjidi, it means in the masjid. So if I say 100 or 1,000 times or thousands of thousands times, fil masjidi, you will surely ask me, sir, what is more than fil masjidi? We are not understanding what do you mean by fil masjid. In the masjid, we are not understanding what does it mean, what do you want to say. So it means we need something extra to explain this fil masjid. So fil masjid in this case is naqisun, murakkabun naqisun, a compound which does not give its meaning. So this naqis compound, it will adjust in al-jumlatul fi'liya or al-jumlatul ismiya. So right now we are studying al-jumlatul ismiya, so we don't have to worry about al-jumlatul fi'liya. Please forget jumlatul fi'liya right now. So it means naqis, these compounds we are going to use in jumlatul ismiya. And remember, Jumlatul ismiya minimum consists of al-mubtada or al-khabr. So today we are going to add something extra in this jumla. So we'll see what is this. First we'll explain naqis. What is naqis? Already explained to you. Today we are going to study a compound which consists of one harf jar and one noun. So remember, any noun which is coming after harfu jar has to take the condition of jar. So you already know what is jar. I have, it is not time to explain jar, what is the jar condition, because it is already taught to you in detail how the jar of singular noun, how is the jar of dual noun, how is the jar of plural noun. So harfu jarrin plus ism, it is called murakkabun jari. So murakkabun jari, jarun majrurun is called shibhu jumla. So finally, this terminology you have to remember, shibhu jumla. Any harf jar comes after the harf jar, whatever you have, maybe you can have something different. So right now, harf jar and ism. Ism can be zamir, ism can be zamir, ism can be ishara, ism can be mu'arraf bil lam, ism can be nakira. It can be any of those. So today we are not going to study zamir. Inshallah, later on we'll use zamir after harf jar. We'll see how it comes. Today we will use only mu'arraf bil lam. Sometime nakira is coming also. It needs little explanation. For example, fil masjidi. Right now we are using mu'arraf bil lam noun. Mu'arraf bil lam. Fil masjidi. Fil masjidi. In the masjid. So if I'll say fi masjidin, this is also correct, but the meaning will be different. Because if you ask me, where is Khalid? So, Aina Khalidun, I'll answer you, Huwa jalisun fil masjidi. So it means the masjid I know, and that's why there is a masjid in my mind, specific masjid. That's why I'm saying he is sitting in a masjid. But if I say fi masjidin, huwa jalisun fi masjidin, it means I don't know which masjid he is in, but surely he is in masjid. So I'm saying fi masjidin, in some masjid, I don't know that masjid. So we'll forget this today. We'll just focus on mu'arraf bil lam. We'll use simply mu'arraf bil lam after harfu jar, and we have to learn today the position of harfu jar in the al-jumlatul ismiya, what it is called. There are some changes also we need to study. So we'll start our lecture. So al-jumlatul ismiya harfu jar fi, ala, min, ila, an, hatta, lam harfu jar, ba harfu jar, waw harfu jar, ta, and kaf harfu jar. So these are actually two letters, fi, ala, min, ila, an, hatta. When it comes to lam, ba, we will not say li, bi. No, we will say lam harfu jar and ba harfu jar, waw kasamiya, ta kasamiya, kaf harfu jar. We will not say ka, bi, li. No. Please remember always, we'll say lam harfu jar, because there are many type of lam. So inshallah, you are going to study. So fi, what does it mean? In, ala, at, min, from, ila, towards, an, from, hatta, till, li, for, be, with, waw kasmiya, ta kasmiya, kaf, likewise, or you can say use for resemblance. So important note, please always remember, after harf jar, noun should be in jar condition, in jar form. This is the most important part of harf jar. If any harf jar is available in sentence, after the harf jar, the condition of noun will be jar. Nothing in Arabic can change this condition in any case. So in Arabic, totally, there are two conditions in which a noun goes to harfu jar. So one of them is hurufu jar, which force a noun to go into jar position. And after 2 or 3 lectures, we are going to learn the second reason for jar condition. So inshallah, our jar topic will get closed at that time. So in Arabic, there are only two reasons for a noun to fall into jar condition. So one of them we are studying right now. So sentence is he is sitting. He is sitting. I think it's double T. I forget it. So he is sitting. So this is al-jumlatul ismiya, and we know al-jumlatul ismiya consists of mubtada and khabar. So we already learned that how to pick out mubtada and khabar. So in this sentence, our mubtada is he and our khabar is sitting. So now we'll translate that sentence, then inshallah we'll move forward. So he, we already know it is ismu zamir. It is ismu zamir. And we know that mubtada requirement is raf'un and ma'rifa. These are the two requirements. And for khabar, we know that it should be in raf'u condition, and second, it should be nakira. So these are the two requirements for mubtada and khabar. And for related to jins and other, there should be correlation between both of them. So he is sitting. He is used for masculine, and so we have zamir in masculine is huwa, and Arabic of sitting is jalisun. So our sentence is complete. Huwa jalisun. He is sitting. Huwa is mubtada. Jalisun khabar. So we have to recheck, is our mubtada and khabar are completing the law. Huwa is ismu zamir. So ismu zamir is always ma'rifa. So because this is raf'un condition, we have jar and nasab, different type of asma zamair. Inshallah we'll study later. So jalisun is also completing our requirement. It is raf'un and nakira. So both conditions are completed. Jalisun is masculine and it is singular, and huwa also representing to masculine and singular are all conditions for that sentence is completed. So huwa jalisun, he is sitting. Now there will be a change in sentence. Please focus. He is sitting in masjid. Now our sentence get changed. What happened? He is sitting, our mubtada, and sitting is our khabar. Now where he is sitting, so it means some information came about his sitting condition. It is called in masjid. So in right now it is in the masjid. Actually it will be in the masjid. So please forgive me for my slight little English grammatical errors, so you can understand that I'm not an English person. So he is sitting in the masjid. Why I'm saying the masjid, because I am going to use it and marfa. So in English, any ma'rifa noun will be starting by the, and nakira will start by a or an. So if I say he is sitting in a masjid, so it means I don't know that masjid. So when I'm saying he is sitting in the masjid, it means I know that masjid. So this is just slight explanation for that. He is sitting in the masjid. So he mubtada, sitting khabar. Now this in the masjid, we have to know the name of this portion, what it is called in the sentence, because already we have mubtada and khabar. Today it's the third thing. So what it is called. So I will give you the name of this thing, what it is called in Arabic. It is called mut'alliqu khabar. Mut'alliqu khabar. It means related to khabar. This portion has relation with khabar, not with mubtada. No, it is having relation with khabar, because I given an information sitting. So where he is sitting, so it is about his sitting condition. So how you will recognize in English sentence that it is mut'alliqu khabarin? So you have to focus on preposition. Wherever the preposition is coming, it means it is mut'alliqu khabar. If it is jumlatul ismiya, in fi'liya we'll study later. But if it is jumla ismiya starting with noun, so you have if you are observing any preposition, simply it is related to khabar. Muta'alliqu khabarin. So normal our jumla positions will be mubtada at number 1 position, khabarun at 2 position, and muta'alliqu khabar will be at 3rd position. So our sentence is alhamdulillah complete. We have sentence huwa, translation sitting, jalisun, huwa jalisun, and for in Arabic we have fi. So fi, but and masjid, I told you that it is compulsory for a noun to fall in jar position. Fil masjidi, huwa jalisun fil masjidi. He is sitting in masjid. Huwa mubtada, jalisun khabar. Fil masjidi, muta'alliqu khabar. So our sentence complete, our first study complete. So it is called shibhu jumla. Always you have to remember shibhu jumla. Shibhu jumla muta'alliqu khabar. Shibhu jumla muta'alliqu khabar. Why? Because why these two things are there? Because muta'alliqu khabar, it cannot be in every sentence, because there can be some different sentences. Jumlatul Failiya, Al Jumlatul Ismiya. So you have different sentences. So muta'alliqu khabar, it can only be in Al Jumlatul Ismiya, but the proper name of this harfu jar and majroor is shibhu jumla. Shibhu jumla, you have to remember that terminology. So next we are going to study today 4 harfu jar, inshallah. Slowly we will study others also with the passage of time. When our study will get expand, we'll keep using all these inshallah slowly. So today we are going to study only 4: fi, ala, min, and ila. So we have 4. So ar-rajulu naimun fil bayti. You have an Arabic sentence in front of you. Ar-rajul is mubtada, naimun khabar, fil bayti muta'alliqu khabar. So if I ask you a question, please pick khabar from this sentence. So how you will pick khabar? You have to remember and you have to keep in your mind that khabar is always nakira and always in raf'un condition. So you have naimun in this position. It is nakira and it is raf'un. So it is completing our condition. So you will simply say, sir, naimun is khabar in this sentence. If I ask you, please tell me what is mubtada in this sentence. So you have to bring in your mind that mubtada, what is more mubtada? More mubtada is always ma'arifa. Second, it is raf'un. Now, if you will focus in this sentence, you find 2 ma'arifa. One is ar-rajulu, one is al-baytu. So al-bayt. So you have 2 ma'arifa in this sentence. Now, how you will decide which is mubtada? So you will decide on the basis of i'rab. Oh, because our mubtada requirement, it should be in raf'u condition, but al-bayti, this is jar. So it cannot be mubtada in any case because it is not completing the requirement of mubtada. So this is another study, how to recognize the khabar, mubtada, and muta'alliqu khabar. How will recognize? So in this case, I'm saying muta'alliqu khabar. So because our mubtada and khabar is available in the sentence, that's why I'm saying it muta'alliqu khabar. Sometime it will happen that your khabar is not available and direct only this sentence available. For example, ar-rajulu fil bayti, the man in the house. The man in the house, that the person is in the house, because I don't know what he is doing inside. So I am just saying the man in the house. So in this case, if our khabar is not available, then we will not say it muta'alliqu khabar. In this case, it will directly be called khabarun because it is compound. It can take a condition. It will be only named khabar, but it is not actually fulfilling the requirement of khabar. That's why we'll say shibhu jumla. Shibhu jumla is taking the place of khabar. It's actually not khabar, but it is taking the place of khabar. So we'll move forward. ala. Ar-rajulu na'imun ala sariri. The man is sleeping on the bed. Min. Ana dhahibun min al-madrasati. I'm going from school ila al-bayti, to home. So I have divided this sentence into two conditions. Ana dhahibun min al-madrasati ila al-bayti. So two muta'alliq also can come. And the second sentence, ana dhahibun ila al-bayti. I'm going to home. So here you can add that ana dhahibun min al-madrasati ila al-bayti, or you can simply say wherever you are going, ana dhahibun ila al-masjidi, ana dhahibun ila al-suqi, so ana dhahibun ila al-ghurfati, ana dhahibun ila al-hammami. So you can change whatever you want. Now another thing I'm bringing in front of you, this sentence, you know, it is the part of adhan, salatul fajr. As-salatu khayrun min an-nawmi, as-salatu mubtada, khayrun khabar, min an-nawm, min harfu jar. The prayer is better than the sleep. So why I brought that sentence, please, I want to explain you one thing, that as-salatu is feminine and khayrun is masculine. So I want to just tell you that this khayrun noun is can be used for feminine and masculine. In both cases, it will not get changed, because maybe in some time this sentence will come in front of you and you will remember, you will try to adjust and you will say, sir told me that when mubtada is feminine, then khabar will also be feminine, but here in this case it is not following. So in Arabic, some of the adjectives are used as it is for masculine and feminine. So khayrun is one of them. So please always remember that khayrun will be used for feminine and masculine in same condition. It will feminine and masculine, it will not change for mubtada. So now what the condition I explained you in the previous slide, there was that it may happen that the khabar will not be available. So ar-rajulu fil bayti, the man in the house, ar-rajulu ala sariri, the man on the bed. So in this case, we will not say it muta'alliq khabar. No, we will not say it. We will direct say it. It is khabar, but what kind of khabar? Shibhu jumla. Shibhu jumla khabar. Actually, it is taking the place of khabar. It is not the actual khabar, but no problem, we can say it khabar, even it is not fulfilling the requirement of our nakira and raf'un condition, because it is a compound. So in the compound form, it is taking the place of and the position of khabar. So in some time it is called substitute khabar, substitute. So it is called substitute. So ala rajul ala, we have used ar-rajulu ala sariri, man on the bed. So we learned today two things. One, when our khabar, in that case, jar majroor, shibhu jumla will be called muta'alliq khabar. If our khabar not available, in that case, we'll say it is substitute khabar. So it is actually replacing the khabar. Next, we'll study these few things. I received some questions, so I want to explain here. So as-sawmu junnatun, as-sawm, fasting. The fasting is protection. What is junnatun in English? Let me check. Shield. Okay. As-sawmu junnatun. The fast is a shield. Shield which protects someone from something. So junnatun in Arabic, it is called shield. As-sawmu junnatun. So in this case, please, if you will focus, as-sawmu mubtada, and it is muzakkar. It is muzakkar. But junnatun, it is khabar and muannas. So sometimes students get confused that in this condition, it is not following the jins situation. So please remember that junnatun it is not an adjective. It is name of something. When we are going to bring some khabar, which is something, so it will not get changed into feminine or masculine. We will bring it as it is. Only the changing of the jins or the gender will be followed in adjectives only. Only adjectives will get changed. Other than adjective, nothing will change. Our mubtada is the name of one thing, one condition. As-sawmu, the fast. Junnatun, it is the name of something, shield. In the second sentence, al-ardu wasi'atun, wasi'un, vast, expanded. Al-ardu wasi'atun. Now, al-ardu, it is mu'annas. Wasi'atun is also following its mu'annas because it is adjective, because it is for masculine different, for feminine wasi'un. Al-baytu wasi'un, the house is vast. Al-ardu wasi'atun, the earth is vast. So, because this wasi'un noun is adjective, that's why it gets changed. But junnatun, it is not adjective, it is the name of thing. So in this condition, it will not follow its mubtada, only adjectives will get changed. Now the third sentence, al-ardu kawkabun, the earth is a planet. Kawkabun means planet. So Kawkabun is name of something. It will not get changed to Kawkabatun. Some student made that Kawkabatun. Even I was explaining that it will not happen, but that student was again and again pushing to that thing. And I was explaining repeatedly, please understand that Kawkab noun is not an adjective. So please clear your mind in this point of time, that only adjectives will get changed. Only adjectives. You are speaking English, you know English because you chosen to learn Arab in English. So you should know your language. Your language you should know. If I am saying something that it is, the adjectives will get changed. So you should know that what is adjective. I am not going to explain you in English what is adjective. Because if you are a speaker of English and you are so much confident that you know English, so you have to know what is adjective. Because I'm not here to teach you English. I'm here to teach you Arabic. So I will give you the name of terminology in English, which is available in English. So you have to know by yourself. So you should consider what is adjective and what is a thing. So it is not the job of teacher to explain the difference between thing and an adjective. Okay, I hope you will understand my point, and please always follow the teacher what he is saying. Don't force him to say things again and again. Alhamdulillah, we completed our lecture today. So next our practice from Medina Arabic book. Same what was the topic, we'll study in Medina Arabic book, inshallah. By this practice you will get more strong. So alhamdulillah, we completed our lecture. Now we'll move to practice session. Give me 1 minute only. Okay, miss, please call some student.
Yes, sir. Humaira R31.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, we are going to study Medina Arabic book, chapter number 4. So, chapter number 4, Ad-Darsul Rabi'u, chapter number 4. So, Al-Hammamu, Al-Ghurfatu, Al-Hammam is washroom, Al-Ghurfatu, room. So, Al-Baytu, Fil Bayti, Al-Maktabu, Al-Maktabi, Al-Masjidu, Fil Masjidi, As-Sariru, Al-Sariri. In this chapter, actually, the writer wants us to study about Harfu Jar. And he is actually letting us know that after Harfu Jar, the condition of noun which was raf'un is converted into jarrun. So al-masjidu fil masjidi, as-sariru ala sariri. That is slight explanation. So now you have to read and translate, but before reading, I'll explain one point. Today we are going to learn another interrogative noun. It is aina. Aina, it means where. So aina, where. Before we studied about ma. Ma, it means what. Man, what it means, who. And hamza istifham and hal, it also is used for what. So ma for ghayru akil, man for akil, and aina is for akil or ghayru akil for both. But ma in the sentence was mubtada. Man was also mubtada. And hal, there is no position in the sentence for these because these are called letters. So aina, it is in the sentence called khabrun, and the next portion will be called mubtada, because in reality the position of aina is here in sentence. Muhammadun aina, where is Muhammad? But because interrogative nouns in Arabic, they demand to come in the beginning of sentence. They cannot come in between sentences. In Arabic, it is compulsory that the interrogative nouns will stand in the beginning of sentence. So from today, please remember that aina in the al-jumlatul ismiya is called khabrun, and whatever will come will be called mubtada. So the student which is online now and on the mic, what she will do, she will translate and tell me that aina is khabrun and Muhammadun is mubtada. Where is Muhammad? Then she will reply huwa fil ghurfati. Huwa, he is in the room. So huwa is mubtada, and fil ghurfati shibhu jumla khabar. Shibhu jumla khabar. So she has to say that shibhu jumla khabar. So please start.
Okay. Aina Muhammadun. Where is Muhammad? Aina is khabar and Muhammad is mubtada. Huwa fil ghurfati. Huwa, he is in the room. Huwa is mubtada. Fil ghurfati is shibhu jumla mubtada. Khabar. Wa aina Yasir.
Wait. Okay, now we'll put some change. If I ask you aina Muhammadun wa Khalidun, so what your answer will be? What will be the change in an answer?
Aina Muhammadun wa Khalidun. Where is Muhammad and where is Khalid? So
Not true. 1 minute. You will not say where is Muhammad and where is Khalid. One time where is enough. Where is Muhammad and Khalid?
okay, where is Muhammad and Khalid? Yeah. So Aina is khabar, Muhammad and Khalid is mubtada.
Yes. Answer. What will be the answer? Sister, how much nouns are in mubtada now?
In mubtada, 2 nouns are there, sir. 2 nouns.
So which pronoun you will bring now?
Huma.
Yes. So why so much delay?
Huma fil ghurfati.
Yeah, they both are.
Huma is they both are in the room. Huma is mubtada. फिर गुरफती is shibhu jumla khabar.
Yes. Okay. Now this grammar you will not explain. Just you will answer and translate. If I change aina, if I say aina Maryamu, so what you will answer?
Here फिर गुरफती.
Okay, good. Next sentence.
Wa aina Yasir, and where is Yasir?
Sister, 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. So what is this which I highlighted?
Wa aina Yasirun.
Yeah, please consider it.
Yes, sir. And where is Yasir? Huwa fil hammami. He is in the washroom.
Good. Next sentence.
Wa aina Aminatu. Amina. And where is
1 minute. 1 minute.
Amina?
No, in Arabic, please pronounce it. Aina Amina tu. Why you are making waqf? It is you are not reading Quran.
Okay, sir. Okay. Wa aina Aminatu, and where is Amina? Hiya fil matbaghi. She is in the kitchen.
Good. Okay. If I'm adding a name.
Ainal
1 minute. 1 minute. Aina Aminatu wa Maryamu wa Aishatu. So what will be the change in answer?
hunna fil matbaghi.
Excellent.
They
Hunna
all
fil
are in the
matbakhi.
kitchen.
Excellent. Hunna fil matbakhi. Very good. Okay, next sentence.
Ainal kitabu. Where is the book? Huwa alal maktabi. It is on the table.
Excellent. It is on the table. You said very correctly. It is on the table. So do you remember I was again and again telling you that in ghairu aqil, the zamir will also come for ghairu aqil. In pronoun will replace ghairu aqil also. So if I change a sentence, ain al kitabani, so what will be answer? What will be the answer? Ain al kitabani.
Ainal kitabani. Where are the books?
Where are the two books?
Where are the two books? Yeah. Hazani. The two books are on the table. Hazani alal.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I told you repeatedly in previous lectures, please keep in mind, then when you are going to answer, you have to bring dhamair, not ishara. You have to replace it with pronoun. Ishara will only be used if there is something in demonstration. You are demonstrating something. You are not demonstrating. You have to answer in pronoun. So before the sentence, it means before the sentence was wrong, that al-kitabu, ayn al-kitabu, where is the book? The answer was huwa al-maktabi. He did not use their haza. So it was simply in front of you that you have to bring huma al-maktabi. They both are on the table.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
So no demonstrative noun.
Huma alal maktabi.
Yes, you will never replace with the demonstrative noun. No, never. You will never replace any noun with demonstrative noun unless or until it is required. So if I change the sentence, ain al kutubu, Ainal kutubu. Where are the books? So now how you will answer?
Hum alal maktabi.
So
They are
for
on the
1 minute, you forget one.
table.
If ghairu aqil comes, what happens? If the plural of ghairu aqil is coming, what is the rule?
It should be changed into wahid
Yes.
muannas.
Yes. So what I'll say? Hiya alal maktabi.
Ha has,
Again you are going to haza.
yeah. Hiya alal. Oh, sorry.
Hiya alal maktabi.
Hiya alal maktabi. Okay.
Yes. You know, I worked in the 12 lectures, alhamdulillah, for myself. I given maximum what the way of teaching or the presentations or the explanation or the exercises. So, you know, the teachers always are having some expectations. So please try to keep that expectation. Thank you very much. Okay, next student.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mona Afreen, Miss Saliha.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, please continue and you will tell me the grammar of sentence also. Please, Bismillah.
Yes, sir. Wa aina sa'atu, and where is the watch? Aina is actually khabar. As-sa'a is the mubtada. Hiya ala sariri. It is on the bed. Hiya is mubtada. Ala sariri is shibhu jumlatu khabar.
Good, excellent. So why it is here? Why it is not huwa?
Because a watch is feminine here. It is considered to be feminine. Sa'atu, it has a sign of feminine.
Very good, excellent. Okay, now in the next portion, Ajib anil as'ilatil atiyati, please answer the following questions. So you will read and answer the question.
Ji, sir. Aina al-kitabu, where is the book? Huwa ala al-maktabi. It is on the table. Aina Muhammadun, where is Muhammad? Muhammad fil masjid.
One minute. No,
Muhammad is in the masjid.
No. When will answer with pronoun.
Ji, sir. Okay. So, huwa fil masjidi, he is in the masjid.
Yes, good. Okay, next.
Aina sa'atu, where is the watch? Hiya ala sariri, it is on the bed. Aina Yasirun, where is Yasir? Huwa fil baiti, he is in the house.
Actually,
Aina Aminatu,
1 minute.
where is
Okay, please look into the chapter. Where is Yasir? Is in the house or somewhere else?
Yasir fil hammami. Acha, he's in the washroom.
Yeah. You know what writer
Sorry.
wants? Actually, writer wanted in this chapter by these questions that did you understood the topic or no? So he actually he wants that how much we have grabbed from the topic, how much we have understood by meanings. That's why I'm asked. We can answer that huwa fil baiti. We can answer. This answer is correct, but it will not be according to the chapter. Okay, so it means I did not understood the chapter or I did not read. So, it can happen. Okay, next sentence.
जी sir. Aina Aminatu. Where is Amina? Here. Amina. Here fil ghurfa. She is in the room.
Where are normally
that?
ladies stay in the home? Their
In the
prime
room
job.
itself. Yes, sir.
No, their prime job. Where? What is
It's in
the?
the matbakh. Yes, the
Yeah.
kitchen.
Hiya fil matbakhi.
Here fil matbakhi.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Miss. Next student.
Jazakallah, sir.
Yes, sir. Next student should be Dr. Smitha.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, sir.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Okay. Please, Bismillah from sentence number 6 and tell me what is mubtada, what is khabar also.
Okay, sir. Aminatu fil urfati. Aminatu is mubtada, sir.
Yes, Aminatu mubtada.
Fil urfati is shibu jumla khabar.
Good. So translate. What is the translation?
Is Amina is in the room?
Yeah, is Amina in the room? So what will be the answer?
Is Amina?
Where was Amina? Where was Amina in the chapter?
Usually, they will be in the kitchen, sir. So,
Yeah, usually.
naam,
But in the chapter also, she is in kitchen.
naam.
So,
Okay, sir. So the answer is naam.
no. What is the question?
Sir,
Is Amina in the room?
sir, yes, we should, when there is Hamza, there's a question, sir. When there is
Yeah.
a is, then we should either answer with naam or lana, sir.
Yeah, but according to you are saying Naam. Naam mean yes. So is she in the room?
Naam is no. La, it should be la.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
La.
La aminatu. La aminatu fil mutbakhi.
Matbakh.
La aminatu fil matbakhi.
Yes, fil matbakhi. Good. Okay. Next sentence.
Yasirun fil matbakhi. Naam Yasirun fil urfati.
No.
Is Yasir
Sister.
is Yasir
No,
is in the
why you said Naam again? Do you
Sir,
know what is the
Naam,
meaning of
okay.
Naam?
It's la. Naam means it is yes, sir. La means no. Okay, sorry, sir. Is Yasirun fil matbakhi is Yasir in the kitchen. La Yasirun fil urfati. La, no, Yasir is in the room.
When you will reply with pronoun, not with proper name.
So when there is a name, so we shouldn't use name.
Yeah. We'll
Okay,
reply
sir.
with pronoun.
Okay, sir. Pronoun. Okay, sir. La huwa fil urfati.
Okay, I will accept your answer, but in the chapter, the answer was huwa fil hammami. Okay, next sentence.
Huwa fil hammami. Okay, sir.
You have book in your hand?
Yes, I have a book in my hand.
So please refer to
Man,
chapter also.
man fil. Okay, sir. Man fil urfati. Man, who is in the room?
Yes.
Am I right,
answer.
sir?
Yeah, you are right.
Who is in the room? Huwa fil who is in the room? Huwa fil
No, no,
urfati.
no.
He is in the room. What?
No.
Then?
When man is in the question,
Man.
now you will bring proper noun.
Hmm.
So, for example, if I ask you who is in the room, and you answer me he is in the room, I don't know who is he.
No. Acha, name of a person, proper
Yeah.
noun.
Now,
Okay, sir.
when someone is
Uh,
asking you man, it means he don't have any information. Now you have to
Who?
start with proper name.
Okay,
Dr.
sir.
Smitha, you can see number 5.
Yeah,
Number 5, check number 5. Yeah.
I mean, okay, sir. Man fil urfati, who is in the room? Aminatu fil urfati. Amina is in the room.
Okay, in the chapter where was who was in the room?
Sir, I think it's very hard to check.
No, it's not hard. They should do it. It means they have to understand the chapter. This is the prime purpose of that
Yasirun is in the
question.
room.
Please read the first line. Aina Muhammadun wa fil ghurfati. So who is in the room?
Acha, Muhammadun. Okay, sir. Muhammadun fil urfati.
Yes.
Muhammadun fil urfati.
Yes. If the students will not answer like that, it means the purpose is failed for these questions. The teacher of that book, he wanted us to know that how much we are understanding the meanings, the translation, the sentences from the chapter. That's why he is asking the questions repeatedly in the different form. Okay, next question.
Okay.
Waman fil hamami, and who is in the washroom?
Yeah, check the chapter.
Uh,
Who was in washroom?
Yes, okay, sir. Yeah, Yasirun fil hamami.
Yes, good. Next, maza. Okay, this maza and ma, it is having
Maza.
same meaning. What? So just take it like that now. What? So maza al maktabi. What does it mean?
Maza alal maktabi. What is on the table?
So what was on the table in the chapter?
What was on the table? Kitabun, sir. So, what was on the table? Huwa alal.
No. Maza al maktabi. Al kitabu al maktabi.
So, I did not get, sir. Could you please repeat?
Please go to the chapter. What was on table?
What was on the table? Kitabun. Sir, books. On the table, it is books. Kitabi.
So you have to answer book, not huwa.
We have to use kitabu or
Al kitabu, because you will make
al-kitabu, sir?
mubtada.
Al-kitabu alal maktabi.
Yeah, you have to make
Acha,
mubtada.
al-kitabu
Al-kitabu.
alal maktabi.
Yes.
Kitabu alal
So
maktabi. The book is on the table.
I hope you are not pressurized by these questions, right?
No, sir.
Oh.
Sir, actually, we are getting confused that where should we use noun or where should we use pronoun. Am I right, doctor?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. For example, Dr. Smitha, you are sitting in the room and I'm going to ask you, Dr. Smitha, what is on the table? So if you will answer me, he is on the table. So will it be a suitable answer?
No, sir, no.
So we
No.
have to use our common sense. I think these questions are not very difficult. They are very easy. Man, when someone is saying man, who? If someone is asking who mean he don't know anything. So you have to answer from the proper noun, because pronouns are always used when something is known. So when someone is asking man fil ghurfati, who is in the room? So it means that guy don't know anything. So you have to answer from proper name. Maza al maktabi, what is on the table? If he knows that there is a book, why he is asking Maza al maktabi? He is asking because he don't know. Now, if in this question, Aina Yasir,
Got it.
he know Yasir. That's why he is asking Aina Yasir. If he is asking question Aina Huwa, then you will say Yasirun fil hammam. Yes, Yasir is in the hammam. So the questions are very clear. There is nothing difficult in the questions, but you made it difficult. Okay, Maza ala sariri. What is on the bed? So if you go in the chapter,
What is, yes sir, what is on the bed? So it's as-saatu lal sariri.
yes, as-saatu ala sariri, the watch on the bed.
Alal sariri. The watch is on the bed.
I hope you understood now. I hope. Okay, Miss. Next student.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair.
Oh, yeah.
Atika Mariam. Oh, sorry. What happened? सर वो हैंड सबके डाउन हो गए हैं गलती से. प्लीज रेज योर हैंड अगेन. आतिका. या अल्लाह. Yes. Now check your mic, please.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam. Okay.
Walaikum.
In this chapter, what you will do in this exercise, actually the writer given you the noun al-madrasa, and he is not using any vowel at the end. Here also he done same, because he wanted to know that did you get the topic or no, because when there is no harfu jar, you have to pronounce in raf'u condition, and if there is harfu jar, you have to pronounce it like with jar condition. Al madrasatu fil madrasati. Now please start.
Al madrasatu fil madrasati fil bayti al baytu al ghurfatu al hammamu fil hammami fil matbakhu
No,
fil
fil
matbakh
matbakhi.
fil matbakhi al maktabu ala al maktabi ala al kursiyyi as sariru ala al maktabi
Al
ala al
kitab.
kitabi على الكتاب في المسجد.
Yes, okay. Now next exercise, please read and translate. Hello. Yeah, please.
الطالب في الجامعة
Jamiati. Sister, what happened? Please focus on when you are reading harfu jar, you have to bring noun in jar condition. You have book?
The student is
You have book?
reading in university.
You have book?
No.
I requested earlier that please print out the books or purchase the books. Okay.
Sir, she
Continue.
will make mistakes if she doesn't have the book. So can I call another student?
No, let her read for 2-3 sentences. That's not good.
Student is in university.
Okay, continue.
Atika, zoom in, please. Then we will see clearly.
الطالب في الجامعة. The student is in university.
Okay, next.
Next.
الرجل في المسجد. The man is in the masjid.
Next.
Next.
Miss, you mute, please.
أين التاجر هو
Okay, translate.
أين التاجر هو في الدكان. Where is the businessman? He is in the shop.
Okay, next.
القلم على المكتب. The pen is on the table.
Okay, next.
أين زينب؟ هي في الغرفة. Where is Zainab? She is in the room.
Okay, tell me Aina. What is the position of Aina in sentence?
خبر.
Okay, and if I say Aina Tajirani, what you will answer?
Where are the two businessmen?
Yeah, answer.
هما في دكان.
Good. Okay, Miss, next student.
جزاك الله
Oh, yeah.
خير.
Vayaki. R33 Amina Rajakkar.
Walaikum salam. Okay, read and translate.
From the section, right?
What?
أين ورقه؟ هو على المكتب. أين
Your sound is not
ورقه؟
clear.
هو على
Your sound is
المكتب.
not clear.
Where is the? Sir, can you hear me now?
No, your sound is not clear.
Sorry, sir, there's network issue.
Okay, Miss, next student.
Not network, I think hand free. Change your hand free, please. Surya Hussain.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Okay, read and translate,
Walaikum.
please.
Ainul Waraku wal Maktab. Where is the paper? It is on the table. Aina Mudarrisu. Where is the teacher? Huwa fil fasli. He is in the class. Aina Yasiru.
Yasirun, sister,
Huwa
Yasirun.
fil mir. Okay, Aina Yasirun. Huwa fil mirhali. Where is Yasir? He is in the toilet.
Yes.
Ash-shamsu wal kamaru fis samai. Sun
The sun
and the moon is in the sky. The moon, yeah. The sun and the moon is in the sky.
Okay.
In the sky. Man fil fasli. Where is who? Sorry, man fil fasli. Who is in the class? Have I to give an answer?
No. Just you have to. Okay. Now this is the last exercise. In this, on the right column, they are munsarif noun, and the left column they are ghair munsarif noun. The simple explanation: they are all feminine, they are all masculine. So now you have to read masculine munsarif and feminine ghair munsarif with single vowel. Hamidun Zainabu. Okay, please read.
Hamidun, Zainabu, Aminatu, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Fatimatu, Mariamu, Aliyun, Khalidun, Abbasun, Aishatu, Muhammadun, Safiyatu, Jadidatun.
No difference
Jadidatun.
between
Jadidatu.
no difference between Jim and Kha.
Jadidat. Hadijatu. Sorry, sir. Hadijatu.
Oh, no problem. Okay, Alhamdulillah, we completed our lecture today. So please, dear students, you have to focus on all the topics you have to keep. You have to remember the Zamair, the demonstrative nouns, and try to keep the books of Medina Arabic book when you are reading, because it is very important to write on the book. If you have book, you can write. You can do work after the class. You can do work before the class also. You can prior study the lecture. No problem. You can try to focus on, because when you have book in your hand and you are writing on the book, 70% of the lecture you will remember. But if you are just seeing, just reading, just translation, and there is no book, you are not opening book, there is no book in front of you, it means you were lost at the end. So please try to remember my request. May Allah make it easy for you, me, and everyone. Jazakumullahu khaira. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.